Good morning from the heart, our morning daily devotional. The reading for today is entitled Living the Truth, August 11th.
Teach me, Father, what to say. Teach me, Father, how to pray. Teach me all along the way how to be like Jesus. I would be like Jesus. I would be like Jesus. Help me, Lord, to daily grow more and more like Jesus.
Luke 2 verse 40. The grace of God was upon him. Even in his childhood, Jesus saw that the people did not live in the way that the Bible pointed out as the way for them to live. He studied the Bible and followed the simple habits and ways that the Word of God directs, and when people found fault with him because he was so lowly and simple, he pointed them to the Word of God. His brothers told him that he thought himself much better than they were, and reproved him for setting himself up above the priests and rulers of the people. Jesus knew that if he obeyed the word of God, he would not find rest and peace in the home circle. As he grew in knowledge, he knew that the great errors were increasing among his people, and that because they followed human commands instead of obeying the commands of God, simplicity and truth and true piety were becoming lost in the earth. He saw the people going through forms and ceremonies in their worship of God and passing by the sacred truths that made their service of value. He knew that their faithless services could not do them any good and would not bring them peace or rest. They could not know what it was to have freedom of spirit when they did not serve God in truth. Jesus did not always silently look upon these worthless services, but sometimes told the people where they were going wrong. Because he was so quick to see what was false and what was true, his brethren were greatly annoyed at him, for they said that whatever the priest taught ought to be considered as sacred as a command of God. But Jesus taught both by his words and by his example that men and women ought to worship God just as he directed them to worship him, and not follow the ceremonies that human teachers have said ought to be followed. The priests and the Pharisees also were annoyed because this child would not accept their human inventions, maxims, and traditions. They thought that he showed great disrespect to their religion and to the rabbis who had commanded these services. He told them that he would heed every word that came from the mouth of God, and that they must show him from the Bible where he was in error. He pointed out to them the fact that they were placing the word of human beings above the word of God, and causing people to show disrespect to God through obeying these human commandments. Thank you for listening. Shalom.